seems like we're back. Welcome back to part 2. Let's get ZBrush back up here. Hooey. All right. Well, we kind of got our deck mostly laid out here. This can actually come down a little bit, because as you can see, we're kind of poking up here. So we're just going to bring this down just a smidge to line up with that board there. Which means all of these guys are slightly high and need to come down as well. Now, the same as back here. Excuse the minor repair there. How did we end up so many extra edge loops here? The stuff you miss as you're working. Okay, so up here we have these three, which we can then go and delete like that. Close holes. Except for you guys, we need to delete our cross lines so that we can close holes properly. We can then move. Did I miss one? Close holes. Delete those edges. Put our cross loops back in. Then we can steal these guys and bring these guys up here as well. Make sure they're all lined up. So, then we come back to this deck here. Oops. We want you and you. And actually, we'll take all of you and all of you. Just move these right back to there. Hang on, let's look at the reference. Okay, one of the references I have says this whole section is basically gone. Like this whole deck is like almost non-existent. But that doesn't line up with any other reference. And this is a model kit that I'm looking at here. So while the actual replica is about that. Actually, it's let's see. Hold on 1 second. So there's so many photos that just okay. Because the replica doesn't have the whip staff, it has an actual home wheel. All right. What a joy. However, I have found many pictures that we didn't have before. And a lot of our guesses actually turned out to be right. Haha. Shows you actually know what we're doing, at least somewhat. All right. Well, for this then, I think we're going to leave it just as is. We're going to call that correct for now. But what I want to do before we go any further than that is I would like to get, we're going to take this guy out for a second. We are going to delete everything but the purple. Then we are going to flip that, and we are going to extrude out the whole thing, just like so. I'm going to shrink it way down like that. We're just going to make a little lip, just like that. Okay. Now, I've seen some photos where we've got people sitting on this. It's almost stool height, so it's not like flat, like as far as I would think, you'd be tripping over the thing. But it doesn't seem to be the case. But it also seems strong enough that it can support these skiffs. So there's that. So now we can take that's not what I wanted. It seems that it's this very darker, much darker wood. Now I'm just going to duplicate that. We're going to grab the cube, clean it up like we normally would. I want those cross lines. Now, this probably was not all one panel. That would just be massively heavy. This was probably two. So what I think, because they're usually tarped, it's not often I actually can find an image of it. The grate. And it seems like it's tarped in 4 panels. So, yes, I was correct. We have we're going to take this guy. Grab our edges like so. I'm going to pull these in just inside like that. And we'll pull this up just like this. We're going to divide this into 4 panels, so I'm going to get rid of that edge. I know it's going to cause me headaches later. We're going to go like that. Let's see if I can get 4 in here. Ooh, that gap was a lot. Just like that. 1, 2, 3. And then we can come in here and we can just give these the slightest of bevels. Just kind of helps visually separate them. Do it on the inside as well, just to make it all uniform. Very nice. And then we're going to scale these down. To fit inside like that. Really wants to select that piece. We take our bars here. Now, because those 4 are uniform, we don't actually need all of these. I don't even think we need that last one. We do not. Okay, so let's go delete hidden. Then we're just gonna space this out the best we can. Give it one of those. Okay, now I'm going to duplicate that, and I'm going to go back to where I bring the other one back, because that will make things easier when we go this way. Now it seems center, so we can get rid of all of these. We'll delete hidden. We don't need them that long, so we can just shrink this down. Then we can drag these out. Like so. I'm just going to make that the same color for now. As well as those. These ones I'm going to make just ever so slightly lower. Actually, let's look back at the reference I had. Yes, one's going front to back, seam lower. This guy, nope. This one actually looks like it's this color. And our deck actually seems to be the wrong color. This is more of a just don't want to grab our nails in there. So we got our nails separated. But I'm just going to Z color this one out. Almost looks more like that. Nope, that's still not right. It's definitely darker. Yeah, that looks right. So we're going to keep that on the decks because also just gives it way more contrast. And this guy here, oh, come back to it. Need this other deck first. This guy. We can grab this, go like that. You, like that. And just to make sure that it all stays the same. Oh, that would actually probably help a little bit if we leave the interior floors like that. The ones that are not constantly weathered or weathered decks, we'll keep this color so we can visually see the difference. Makes sense, at least in my brain. Okay. Two more decks to do, and then we've got this guy down. This guy down here. It's actually just a little bit wider. Yeah, we're gonna do a polygroup all. Pull this out. About there, which makes this whole thing look too big now. We're going to merge these together so we can keep them as one piece. And I'm just going to bring it down just a little bit. Okay. See, there was the problem earlier. I was lining up the hole to where this was actually lining up. So our hole is a little bit smaller than what I was expecting. So I was lining the hole up to this outer edge of the stairs, but now adding all of this extra trim on the outside made way more sense. So I think this one up here, we're gonna break that into two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, we have 8 grates up here, not 4. Interesting. And they are much narrower. And they only have three cross beams. Holy cow. Okay. Well, then let's get in here and fix that. Because really, the only thing we should really have to change send that back, that's fine. I'm going to split off these frames. And if we shrink this, we'll do one of these, center that. Then we shrink these three. To half. And yes, I will trim the outsides here in a minute. Grab this guy here, center that like that. Well, how many? That gives us our three. Granted, they're a little off, but we're going to use this set here. Duplicate that over. So that's fine. Grab these. Make sure we're in symmetry. Oh no. These grates, all we need are these three. And these guys. Split hidden. Just turn those off for a second. Oop. Now, the real good way to do this, and make sure they are all exactly the same, would be to take these. Delete those. Take this guy, Center that, center that. Take you, center that, center that. You merge these together. Bring them up where they're supposed to be. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's what we want. Perfect. Now for this, we're going to hang on to that so I can build the ones up top. As for this guy, we're going to do an insert here. Do an extra poly group around the edge like that. So we're going to bring out a little bit of a lip, not that much. Just a little bit of a lip, just like that. And that'll allow us to set our gradient. Nice and clean. Now these are super thick, so we gotta bring those down a bit. It should sit in just like that. So we'll take this guy, we're going to duplicate this, put him up here. I am going to get rid of this extra edge here because we don't have the same curvature up here. Which means I would like this mirrored, so we're just going to do a mirrored weld real quick. Get rid of these guys again. Now we know everything's nice and true and square. Put this guy right over where that's supposed to be. Same with this one. Turn on symmetry for that. Put that where that's supposed to be. Actually, we don't want this one. We'll delete that. Duplicate this. And I think we're just going to take 2 of these. Yep, let's take the whole thing first and figure out how many we need. And I think scaling this in isn't going to be a problem either. Let's try 4. There, I'm okay with that. All right, let's get these 2 other decks on. And I think that'd be a solid position. You would like to 3D print it? Sean's Gaming. We are going to get it there eventually. It's still got a lot of work to do. So we are going to come in here. We've got this deck done. We didn't apply this one, so we'll apply that. And I'm going to move this folder up here with the other one. Just going to rename this to Deck 2 for now. And I'm going to merge these together. And merge these together for now. Let's see if we can. This is going to be trickier because, like I said, the replica doesn't have the whip staff, right? So if we can find some references. To kind of what Well, I think one of our main problems back here is that this is just way too big. It's more like that. And much further back. Because from what I can tell, because the navigator here, or the helmsman really didn't have the ability to see where he was going, right? Not that it really helps anyway, because when you're out in the middle of the ocean, there's no landmarks to steer by other than stars. And during the day, you don't have stars. So you're reliant on compasses and all kinds of other gizmos and gadgets. If we make that any wider, that door won't open. So that's where it's gonna have to be. I think it's still a little taller than it needs to be, which means we need to recut this floor. Hooray. Because now that's wrong. And then I'm going to rebuild this grate because we can make that longer. Okay, so we'll get this little whipstaff hut built real quick. Because this was just a placeholder. So we're just going to duplicate it, turn the original off. Actually, no. We're going to delete that. We go to the original. We're going to pull this into a separate tool so I can work on it. And we're just going to maintain these proportions. Okay. So we can now duplicate that, turn that into a cube. First, we need boards that went on the top. Keep our cross lines. So delete one as I'm saying it. And these kind of sat at an angle like this. We're just going to do one of these all the way across and center that. Come up here to the middle here, and we're going to use a bend arc and pull this down. And tilt it down like that. Take you, we're going to duplicate you again, bring back another cube, get rid of all of our excess lines. I'm going to shrink you down. Like so. Mirror that like that. Once again, simple cube. Thanks, Sparky. It will make an epic print. I can't wait. Just going to throw in some extra geometry here. And good morning, Sparky. I'm just going to steal this wall. Don't need those. Delete those. Just need a little piece down here. We have, we're going to give it 3 windows. I think the whole thing is a little on the tall side, which means we are going to take that and mirror that like that. Yeah, let's bring this whole thing up. Okay. So we now turn that off. We're just going to toss these in a quick folder. And merge them together for now. And we're going to steal that color, throw that on it. And we can bring it right in there. We can delete our placeholder. All right, so let's get this deck here fixed. Yeah, we are going to keep great. We'll go geometry, delete hidden, back up to our deck 2 folder. And then we can adjust this guy. Just like that. We'll Boolean that. Now let's see if we can just get away. Turning this from 4 to 6 panels. Yeah, I think we can call that good. I like that. Okay. Let's do these last two decks, which aren't going to be nearly as complicated because they don't have holes. So I'm going to duplicate this folder. Oh, we're going to merge this with our deck here. There we go. And heck, we might as well bring in this as well. Just to make it one piece for now. Okay, we duplicated that folder, so we can close that and rename this to deck 3. And as for you, we are going to get rid of this hole. Actually, what am I doing? We can just throw down a simple cube, so we have to reshape it anyway. And then we bring it up here. And then we bring up this deck and line it up. Oh, so close. Right there. Okay, let me grab our cutter here. That looks good. Boolean that. Very nice. Although, I do believe we're missing a set of stairs. No, there's no stairs there. Interesting. However, it does look like that wall needs to go back just a smidge. Yep, it looks like this mast here is virtually in the wall. This is not a big area up here. Like 3 guys shoulders to shoulder. I will, Sparky. Thank you. We'll do it now. Just save the ship real quick. All right, so let's see. I don't know if I want to move the mast forward a little bit. So we're not talking a lot about there. At least from what I can tell, it's against that wall. Yeah, it's almost against the wall. It's not actually against the wall, but it's very close. So we're going to take a look at the big picture here and see how bad. If I just move this up a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to adjust something here. Serious? That's what I thought. Okay. I'm just going to delete this one. We're going to pull this guy up just a little. And come back up to this deck here real quick. Okay, that's fine. And this guy, move the door back. What happened to this wall? Why is this wall not tall enough? Not that drastic of a change. It's good enough for now. We'll clean that up later. Ah. What did I just delete? Why do we have two sets of those? That was weird. If I remember correctly, those were all kinds of off. So we're going to have to look at that much closer. All right, but I think that's good there. So up, there's two railings here. Looks like they had two smaller hand cannons up there. Pointed towards the back. Okay, then. Let's get this front deck on. Then I think we're going to take this upper frame, merge those decks together, or split it so that they're associated with the correct deck. We'll see when we get there. For now, we need to get that next deck on. We're going to duplicate this folder, rename it, deck 4 for now. That where it's supposed to be. Level our deck off here so we can put it where it's supposed to be. Let me just trim this up. Looks like we have excess here. Yeah, looks good. Boolean that right in place. There's that deck. Oh, were we a little short? We were a little short. Let's try that again. There we are. Now I'm going to merge these 4 decks together so we can just lift them off like so. Then we're going to take all this framing underneath. We're going to merge that into those decks. Now, if you'll notice, I cut these off straight. Whether they're actually straight like that, I'm pretty sure they are, but we're going to keep them straight because we're going to print these straight up on end. We'll get much better detail, especially in the wood grain, doing it that way than printing them flat on the bed. These will obviously be separate pieces that you'll set into it. And then we'll cut out all of these grooves, so all you do is just set it right into place. This is an old version that we don't need anymore. We can delete that. All right. So I still want to get onto Sir Francis Drake's chair. That's still missing. Let's see here. I am going to take this. We're going to merge it with those decks as well. No, we're not. We'll leave it right there, though. Those do not need to be the same piece. But, well, actually, we can. If we merge these down, like so. And then this wall as well. Just reduces our pieces for now. They're still separate. I can pull them out later. Right, but now we can take this whole piece and take that off like that. So let's go to a second view here, and then let's look at some of this framing underneath it really quickly. Yep, that one. This one is up there. Okay, so these three I'm going to merge together real quick, like so. And then we are going to look at nothing but these two. Okay, so these guys. We want to split those off. And And we gotta fix this in here yet. So first, let's grab these two. We don't need those turned on. We're going to first pull those back to there, like so. What we should have done is make sure that this lined up with those, like so. It shouldn't be a hard adjustment. Because we're not crossing any joints there. So we can look at this piece. Looks like might be able to come through with this guy and go 1, 2. Bad timing on that autosave. And we can delete those old ones. These guys can be tucked back like this, which we don't need. These edge loops. So we'll pull these guys back. Okay. So that was probably unnecessary as far as adding those two solid ones back in. Actually, this one should probably stay because we should probably take this grate and line it up like so, which means, which means we should probably recut this floor. Not a big deal. We saved the folder to do so. But then this guy, all we need to do here is delete this section. We can clear our cross geometry here. Just move you back like so. Grab these two. We're gonna pull these guys back to here. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, interesting. Okay. Now if we go back to view 1 here, those guys, yeah, okay, back to view 2. These guys here should be reaching the edge of this deck. Which then makes it way easier for me to line these up. Really, we don't even need that guy there. I can go away. Okay, so now we should be able to come back here. Go back to this one. Grab this deck. And just delete it. Yep. And that is deck 2. So we're going to turn that back on. And come to so we're going to take this. Just going to smidge this back like so. And then grab this guy. Back a little bit further. Make sure we are solid with that. Grab this. Make sure we are solid there as well. And then Boolean. Merge it in. Oh boy. Don't need that guy anymore. Don't need that guy anymore. This is our water line. We don't need that turned on. We're going to keep that for now. We don't need it on though. That's the old frame. Definitely don't need that. Know why our new frame isn't on. There. We did adjust this frame. So it looks like we solved the front part, but created an issue, or the back part, created an issue at the front. And what we did was we tapered this. There we go. That's better. Now stuff is lining up properly. As for this window here, we can just take this back 0.08 and grab you and go 0.08. We'll just line it up to that beam. And now we should be able to merge this down, which will allow us to remove it and work underneath. Because what we're going to want to do is get these guys, these feet under here in the proper positions. That'll be much easier when we can work on the deck separately. All right, so we got our top decks in. That's pretty good. You know what? We're going to attach those feet real quick and find out where our cross beams are here. You very might as well have actually deleted them at some point. Oh wait. No, that's deeper. Now that these are one solid piece, if we wanted to bring this down, it makes it much easier. No, not really, because it doesn't work up here. Those are actually where they're supposed to be. So just this deck would come down. Everything else would stay. Which actually... this railing is floating for some reason. Okay, well, something's funky in there, so we're gonna just take a moment. I think it's just messing with me. I think the railing just needed to come down. These stairs probably... I probably have way more curvature in this deck than I'm supposed to. Pretty sure. But we will look at that another day. We're almost there. All right, well, there you have it. I think that's a good place to call it for tonight. Yeah, all of our top decks in. Little proportional changes to adjust before we can actually attach these knuckles. And then we'll go step by step, board by board, just like we have been. Alrighty. So be sure to join the Discord. Come hang out with us tomorrow. We are doing old classic radio in the Discord, which has been a lot of fun. You can come check that out, hang out with us, listen to an old story, and we like to chat about it for a little bit afterwards. So you can scan the QR code up there in the corner, and we'll put it in the chat as well. And from there, we are all set to call it a night. All right, everybody. Thank you all for tuning in. Thanks for watching it after the fact, if you're catching this later. And I will see you next time. Have a good night.